Good afternoon. This is Katherine and Christopher Tipper of Hunter Benefits Consulting Group, and it is Bourbon Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
Woo-hoo.
Here's looking at you, kid. All right.
So, Christopher, you've been looking at some numbers, and it makes you feel like hunting.
Yes, it does. All right. So I'll finish that in a minute here. All right. These numbers are from a Bright Scope and Investment Company survey. It's a publicly available survey. We will be posting a link on the website. It's almost a 70-page PDF. No, we're not going to go over every page. Okay?
Okay, but what excites you in this report?
All the numbers. There's a lot. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff in there. I thought I had I thought I had a really good understanding of what was going on in the industry, and there were some things that were very surprising for me. Some things confirmed what I thought, but some surprising things as well.
Okay, so what are the real kind of positive things that you see in this report?
So availability. All right. The survey has gone back to 2006, and they're checking the data from 2006 through 2017. They were having a look at availability of plans, adjusting or estimating the fees that participants were paying, and they're seeing a constant line of the fees going down. Over that time frame, it's gone down 10 basis points. The average is now less than 1% per person. That's considered a good thing. The availability and use of index funds is up across the board. The number of participants having access to it and the amount of money in it. All right. And then also the availability of target date funds is up. More participants, more plans, more money. Okay.
Now, part of the reason there's all this data is everybody's been so good at filing their 5500s electronically. There's a lot more online, isn't there?
Well, it's only
Good job.
Yes. Well,
Good job.
I don't know that they've been doing a good job. It's the only way to do it. All right.
Good job for trying.
There we go. So since 2010, starting with the 2009 plan year, the only way to turn in your 5500 is electronically. So it's a lot easier for us number geeks to get data. So that's good.
So target date funds, like how does that help? What are those doing for plans?
Well, you've got the target dates funds and the index funds. So the index funds, there's a lot of talk about that. Please understand, I'm speaking as a compliance geek, not an investment professional. Okay. The index funds are the passive funds. They're supposed to be better because they're less expensive, because they're mimicking another index. The one I think everybody's heard about is the S&P 500 index.
Right.
Now, a target date fund is one that's based on my date of birth. We're only a year apart, so we may end up in the same target date fund, but Dusty and McKinsey and a lot of our other employees are going to end up in different target date funds based on the date of birth. The idea is that the further somebody is from normal retirement age, the more stocks and things like that they should have in the plan, in their investment option than cash or bonds. Okay?
So it's a way of creating risk, taking a look at somebody's risk based on their age.
Having it be an age-appropriate risk, yes. Okay.
And so these funds really, it's a lot more like set it and forget it, right? That's why they're in these plans, is it really makes it easier.
Because they change as you get older. If you stay in that target date fund, the asset mix is different from when you're 25 than when you're 65 years old. Okay? All right. So, to start getting into the numbers, the good stuff, okay?
That wasn't the numbers somehow.
And it was concepts, okay? So, the numbers. So, this part is actually from 2019, okay, even though because this is not part of the 5500 story. They had 32.6 trillion dollars overall in the United States retirement funds.
That's trillion with a T.
That's
right?
trillion with a T. Yes, I don't know how else you spell trillion. But anyways, so
well, billion used to be a big number.
Billion used to be a big number. So the number that surprised me the most was who was in first place, or what was in first place.
What's in first place?
IRAs.
So, who's in first?
No, who's on first?
Okay.
IRAs are first with $11 trillion. So now I know why all the financial advisors we're talking to are so concerned about getting money either into or out of an IRA. Second is government DBs, 6.7 trillion. Third, I guess really shouldn't be too much of a surprise, that's private 401k plans at 6.4 trillion. The number that was really surprising for me was who was in fourth. Any idea who was in fourth place?
I don't know.
Well, their death has been greatly exaggerated. It's private DB plans. They're in fourth place with $3.5 trillion.
And that's defined benefit plans.
Defined
right?
benefit plans, cash balance plans, they are not dead. All right, we've done videos on these guys before. We're going to keep doing videos on them. There's a lot of good sales reasons, a lot of good tax planning reasons for doing them. And $3.5 trillion is nothing to sneeze at. So.
Well, that's people really stocking away some money, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's the advantage.
Now, when you go in, so going in and having a look at just the 401k plans inside the 5500 data analysis that Brightscope and ICI did, you see a big disparity in the numbers between the smaller plans and the bigger plans, all right?
So what can those small plans learn from the big plans? Or what are they taking advantage of, these large plans?
Well, the large plans are taking advantages of scale. Their costs are a lot less, their cost as a percentage of assets is a lot less than the smaller companies, okay? But, let's not say that it's bad for small companies to have 401k plans. That's not our reason for being, all right? So, where are my numbers? Almost 60% of all 401k plans have less than $1 million in them. Okay, we're talking about just plan count.
Okay.
However, those plans, that 60% of plan count, amounts to less than 2% of total 401k plan assets. All right, so there's a lot of room for growth there.
That's a small piece of the pie, isn't it?
Right.
A piece of the pie that can be grown.
Yeah. So, and the largest plans are the ones that have over $1 billion in them. So the plans with over $1 billion in them, the biggest asset group, have only 695 plans, and that represents about 30% of the money in the assets.
In plans generally.
In 401k plans, yeah, in plans
huge.
overall. All right. So 89% of plans have less than 100% participants, and less than 900 plans have over 10,000 participants. Okay, so most of the plans that we're going to be talking about, that financial advisors and CPAs that we're going to be talking about, that we're going to be taking over and starting, are going to be plans in the under 100 participant range.
And those folks need a lot of help, don't they?
Those folks generally need a lot of help. They don't have dedicated HR. They have an outside payroll service, but it's somebody who's wearing 6 or 7 different hats. So they definitely need somebody like us to help them get through the day. All right.
So if you really want to jumpstart your plan, we really give a lot of traction to small
We can
employers.
definitely help give them a lot of traction. So the last bit of the numbers there were some very surprising things in there. Okay, I got to go back to my numbers. All right, let me go back to my numbers. So there's about 55,000 plans that need a large plan audit.
Okay.
All right. Now the funny thing is that of those 55,000 plans that need an audit, 5,422 of them have less than 100 participants. 10% of the plans needing an audit have less than 100 participants.
That sounds like one hand clapping.
Or is it,
Well, it does.
okay.
Can that be possible?
How can that be possible? Yes. So, because it's not just when you fall below 100, all right? If you needed a large plan audit and you fall below 100, you still need a large plan audit. You have to fall below 80. So that means 10% of the plans needing an audit have somewhere between 80 and 100 participants. Those people need to probably get the terminated participants out of the plan so they can get below that.
Because it would save them a lot of money.
It would save them a lot of money. Sorry,
not
not trying to hurt our friends that do large plan audits, but a large plan audit for somebody with 81 people in the plan,
pricey.
So, yeah. So finally, the the small plans can learn something from the big plans. Do it like the big boys do. The big plans. All right. They have almost universal participant loan availability, almost universal automatic enrollment, and almost universal employer contributions. Generally, the larger the plan, both in participant count and asset size, is employer contributions, participant loan availability, and automatic enrollment. So that's how a small...
That's getting people in the plan, and it makes the plan seem more...
Yep, definitely.
More worthy.
Yeah, something like that. So, So in closing, why the heck are we talking about numbers from 2017? Do you have any idea why I want to talk about numbers from 2017?
You love the music?
No, what I'd like to... I'm sorry, that one needs a drink. So why I want to talk about numbers from 2017 is how do we use these numbers to think about selling more plans, helping more companies get their employees into 401k plans, helping our CPA and financial advisor friends, all right? So then I'm trying to figure out how big is our universe. We know who has 401k plans, but who could have a 401k plan, all right? Is it a target-rich environment, or is it only 3 or 4 more companies? Well, friends, it's a lot more companies. It's,
at least 90%.
You stole my lead, yes.
Sorry.
Okay, that was my thunder. So what Catherine's talking about is the number of available or the number of total employers in this country is a very hard number to find. Nobody agrees on it. U.S. Chamber of Commerce has one number, a Bank of America study has another number, an American Express study has another number. I found the most conservative number on the Census Bureau's website, and it's just under 6 million different employers in this country. So we've got 6 million employers in this country, less than 600,000 401ks being filed. What does that mean? That's the 90% that you're talking about. 90% of potential employers are not filing 401k, are not filing 5500s. Yes, I know there could be some owner-onlys in there, and yes, I know a number of those probably have SEPs and simples, but a lot of people with SEPs and a lot of people with simples would actually be better off with a 401k plan than the SEP or the simple. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. The numbers bear it out that going after new 401k plans is worth it.
So can all of those employers have plans? All 6 million?
Because there's owner onlys. They need positive. They need earned income.
Okay.
If there's no earned income, it's hard to have a plan. But you need to be an employer. Hard to have a business. You need to be an employer. And you need to have some earned income, and you can make your contribution to a 401k plan.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
So so you can sit there and go, you can have a plan,
you can have a plan, and you can have a plan.
Yeah.
Is that how we're going to end every video?
No, we're
drinking
bourbon.
We're drinking bourbon. Okay, so that's it. We'll post the link on the website. Thank you very much for being with us a little bit this Friday afternoon.
And our website is hunterbenefits.com, and you can email us also at sales@hunterbenefits.com. Thanks for spending this time with us.
Thank you very much. Take care.